So
Andre's being freaky with Rachel
Andre
today.
is trying to take
He's
possession
being
of
very
me.
lovey.
He is. He wants to sit on my lap, and Andre knows we don't have that type of relationship.
No.
He keeps trying to force himself on me. Andre's like Pepe Le Pew with me right now.
Yeah.
Although he is far worse with some people. Oh
True.
man,
Yeah,
I'm like,
at least he's
oh
not
god.
licking your ears.
Yeah, no, that was weird.
Andre is weird.
He's so weird.
He's such a creeper.
Yeah.
He is sniffing my whole scalp, like with his little stash. He's like touching the part of my scalp that is exposed here.
So forward.
I know. Listen, when you learn to give back massages, then maybe come holler at me.
Ease him into it, Andre. Don't.
So oh no, I'm Esther.
Oh, yeah, I'm Rachel.
I'm just hanging out, turning regular shirts into muscle shirts.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I mean,
That's cool.
No, that's not cool.
so in my head, I had to picture how that went down. So that's how I was like, wait a second.
Off.
I think so.
Yeah. This week is Pop Culture Dive.
I like Pop Culture Dive.
We are going to talk about Nichelle Nichols, the trailblazer in Black American female rights and space. Female and people of color in space.
The final frontier.
Okay, so I'm not trying to be rude at all, but I'm definitely have to Google this because I feel like I have an image of her in my head from like the 3 episodes of Star Wars, Star Trek, whatever the hell that thing's called.
No, they are two different things.
Okay, well, Star Trek. I'm sorry, I get confused. Listen, space wasn't really my thing, although I did love Starship Troopers. That is one of my favorite movies.
Wow, how
Just
dare
saying.
you?
What? I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's on Netflix right now.
Yeah.
I love some. I'm gonna watch it. I make the kids watch it like 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
It's
Maybe
not the
when
track.
they're a little bit older, because
Listen.
there's some adult themes.
At this point, there's way more shit going on there.
There
High
is,
school
there
and
is.
whatever. But yeah.
So she was born Grace Dell Nichols, December 8th, 1932. And she actually hated her given name. She hated Grace Dell. So she asked her parents to be renamed.
Shit.
Really?
And yeah, her parents were like, well, just choose the name, because she knew she wanted to go into the showbiz. So her parents were like, well, just choose the name. She was like,
I
no.
know who she is now.
I want to be given a name like I'm supposed to. I just want you to rename me. So they said Nichelle, and she loved it. It stuck. So she went with Nichelle. No,
That's really
Dell.
interesting. That is really
It is
interesting.
sexier than Grace Dell.
Yeah, especially for showbiz, Grace
Man,
Dell.
but like having to rename your kid, like that's a hard one, man. Because sometimes my kids are like, I don't like my name, but you're like, I spent so much time picking that out. Like it's special.
Yeah.
So
She
yeah,
was like,
I mean,
nah,
I can
bruh.
respect it though.
Yeah. She needed something new, something fresh, something
I do like it.
showbiz ready.
Grace Dell sounds like a gospel singer.
It does.
Coming to the
Maybe
Jackson
maybe that's what they were aiming for. They were like, Jesus.
Grace Dell and the Angel Light Choir.
She was like, no, I don't like that.
Angel-like choir. I'm done with you.
But Nichelle actually means victorious maiden.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that. That should have been mine.
So she was a singer and dancer in Chicago. She toured
Chicago.
with Duke Ellington and
No.
Lionel Hampton. She was a principal dancer in the show Porgy and Bess, the musical drama film.
Oh,
She
man,
loved the
that's-
theater.
That's a standard Porgy and Bess.
What?
Rachel
Sorry.
Behind you so quick. Oh, is it Andre? Okay.
Yeah, it's Andre. Andre
we got
is.
ghosts.
I was about to
I was
sniff
like-
him. I know. Esther was scared of a
I
ghost
was like,
right
oh
now.
my God.
Yeah.
She also did like a little play that was like about Playboy and everything. So Homeboy saw her and recruited her to sing at the Playboy Club in Chicago.
That's cool.
And Chicago.
Hugh Hefner. I almost
You're
forgot
gonna-
his name for
You're
a
about to
second.
have so much more material here
You know, the
very
bodies.
shortly.
Oh yeah, it's all Chicago. She had 2 feature publications in Ebony, the magazine, within 5 years.
I used to love Ebony the magazine. I haven't read a magazine in years.
Do they still make I know
I
they
don't
still
know.
do, but
I mean,
do people pick those up?
I don't know. I think the digital copies, but I just don't have time to read.
As long
Yeah,
as there's
I did love
40-year-old black women, there will always be an Ebony magazine.
This is probably very actual.
Or probably like magazine, like
Yeah.
anyone over 50 definitely buys
The
like
Inquirer.
a paper.
Okay,
Star
well, guys,
magazine.
all right, hold on. I feel like there's truth to your statement because I have Better Homes and Gardens that shows up because my kids had a fundraiser and it was like $1, and I was like, I can use a recipe. So
I mean,
but every
once in a while they have something good. Like I
they
hate
go
the recipes.
straight in the recycle. I'm just like, I don't read them at all. I am that person.
Yeah, I mean, who has time for
Awful.
that?
I don't know.
She was in James Baldwin's play, Blues for Mr. Charlie.
The great James Baldwin.
The great James
I'm a
Baldwin.
huge James Baldwin fan.
And she did all this before her acting career. She was
Man.
a singer,
Hustler.
Hustler.
You got it
most
all.
definitely. But her Star Trek was actually not her first TV role.
Okay.
She was in another Gene Roddenberry show. She guest starred on his show called The Lieutenant,
all right.
1964, but the episode actually never aired
Aw, man.
until the 1990s
Really?
because of its plot.
Why? What was the plot?
She was a fiance to
Lieutenant.
I didn't put which. I think it was they were Marines or I didn't put which
All branches have them.
branch,
Imagine
but
it in your head.
and there was some conflict because America, and it is the 1960s.
Oh, wait. Was her
between her
Marine
fiance,
or
yeah.
Was he white?
No, her fiance
Oh.
was black, but
Okay.
he was having conflict with other
Got it.
military men's, and they were supposed to box it out. That was the answer.
I mean, okay, but I guess that's how I live my life because that makes sense to me. So it didn't get, so
But
maybe I need
it's-
to be censored.
Well, because of the 1960s and what was going on in America, and it was just very racially charged.
Yeah. No, I totally get
And
pulling it.
so in those days, the Pentagon was actually supplying like extras and the props for it. So they were like, well, if you go ahead and film this, we don't like the plot, so we're going to back out. We're
Wait a
going to take
second.
everything.
Wait, I just have a question.
Yes.
Did her husband win
I don't know. I
the
didn't
fight?
watch the
Because I
episode.
feel like that's
I hope he
probably
did.
why I got pulled.
Probably.
White male fragility.
Yeah, probably, because
Because he got his ass handed to him.
hopefully he did. I
Stuffy
didn't
old
watch
David.
that episode, but so it never aired. Well, it aired in the late 1990s, but people didn't know her from that role yet. So people just knew her as Uhura, Lieutenant Uhura. But before that, she worked with Gene Roddenberry, the creator, and came up with her role and her name, Lieutenant Uhura, which means freedom in Swahili.
That's cool. So she got to actually like have some pieces
Say.
in her role before it was created. That's
Yeah.
really cool.
Gene Roddenberry really liked her.
That's
He
awesome.
really liked her.
Really,
'cause
really.
They actually dated.
Oh,
Well, they had an affair
Oh my
because
god!
he
What?
was still very.
scandalous.
I'm just looking at her body count on whodatedwho.com.
Well, she
Wait,
said
that
she
is a
does-
site?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for celebrities. Theon's on that all the time.
It's amazing.
I
who
didn't
Mm-hmm.
fucked
know
who.
that this existed, and now I found like my number one time waster. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So she, Gene Roddenberry, Sammy Davis Jr., and
Okay.
Burgess Meredith, the guy that played Mick in Rocky.
Okay.
So she, yeah.
But okay, that's not even a bad body count. Pull up someone who. All right.
We'll do that later.
Okay, yeah.
Theon knows the good one.
Greatest of all time, Derek Jeter. Nobody can tell his body count. His body
I
count's
want to
amazing.
see it.
It's amazing.
Okay.
But by the end of the first season, she was over it. She was over everything
role?
about
Star Trek.
Star Trek. And let me tell you why.
Okay, I'm into this. I'm into this. Why didn't she like Star Trek?
Well, it wasn't the set itself, but it was those around her.
Oh.
Because
Pretentious white
America.
people.
Right.
Yeah. So when she was trying to get in to film, a security guard at the gate, who she knew, she's been there multiple times,
Yeah,
said
she's
that she
filming.
all of a sudden wasn't on the list, quote unquote. And so she apparently didn't work there anymore. And she was like, dude, no, you know who I am. I know who you are. You're going to let me in.
Oh, man, they tried to sneaky fire her, huh?
Yeah, well, the guard gate did. And he was like, I don't give a damn who you are.
I'll ram that guard in the gate. You about to find out. Everyone's about to find out when this makes the news.
She didn't name him, but I hope he died a fiery death.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever if it would have been me.
So she had to go to another gate and go all the way back to where they were filming. So she he inconvenienced the shit out of like the fourth biggest star, really, on the Star Trek.
Wow.
So another instance, because
All this is within a year, right?
yeah.
Oh, people are jealous.
So a senior assistant. So you're an assistant. Anyways. So
Senior assistant.
But you're the senior. You better get it right. It's not
senior
a junior
executive assistant,
You
whatever.
put the sugar in the coffee.
Exactly. Told her after Grace Lee Whitley, who played Janice Rand on the series, was fired. He said, if anyone was let go, it should have been you, not Grace Lee. 10 of you could never equal one blue-eyed blonde.
What?
Wow. That's when you just like, bro.
So she's like, okay, this isn't.
They're a
like,
dime a dozen. You don't fucking math well, do you?
I mean,
like,
yes.
not trying to be funny.
Yeah, well, yeah. But she was like, this is, something's going on because, yes, the time, era appropriate,
Right.
but also it's like people that are not on the set, but they're like working in the front. So she's like, are they saying some fuck shit behind my back, basically?
Probably.
Like,
Yes.
they're trying to pull shit over.
Or the other like white actors and stuff on the show, and I'm just saying it for what it is, are probably standing in the sidelines whispering shit into their ears. And you think about like maybe that level of stardom saying some shit like that. So of course, like they had that potential to influence people. So like all right, let's see what she did, because I have a feeling she's a fuck around and find out.
Well, the third instance.
There's more?
Oh, yeah.
There's probably
plenty.
I'm going to uppercut
but these
someone
are
in
like
the
the
nuts.
big three that she talked about a lot in interviews. So she was just walking around on set and she met two mailroom attendants, and they usually don't see each other. You know, they don't really interact with the stars. And one was just like, I'm so sorry for what they're doing to you. And she's like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
Oh,
And he's
it's
like-
now, it wasn't a coincidence. It's a plot.
And
It is a
Conspiracy.
plot.
one of them told her she wasn't getting all of her fan mail.
What?
And she's like, I'm getting fan mail. And they're like, no, you don't understand.
She had
We
way
were
more fan
told-
mail than anyone
Yeah.
else. Oh my gosh,
They were
haters.
To give her like little bits, but there were boxes and bags, they told her. So she...
This is awful.
Yeah, they
White fragility.
Yeah, they basically were like, we would lose our job if we actually told you. So, like, you can just go in the mailroom and
Man,
look
fuck
for
this
yourself.
job, dog. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I mean, but fuck that shit, dude.
Yeah.
I guess that's just who I am.
Right.
I'll lose a job over my
And
morals.
this is
Yeah.
season 1. She doesn't know it's going
Right.
to become like such a cultural phenomenon.
And she's probably seeing all the other stars on there getting like bags
Yeah.
and boxes while she's getting handfuls at
Yeah.
a time. So she walked into
Psychological
the
warfare.
mailroom a couple days later, and she saw boxes and bags, and she said, it was just fan mail. But to those who have ensured that I worked without a contract, who seemed at every turn to remind me that I was dispensable, this was the ultimate humiliation.
Yeah.
Well, it's just so, like, here's the thing. Back then when people wrote fan mail, because, you know, this is like pre-internet being accessible to everyone, all of these pieces, like, there's some real shit in there. And if she cares about those things, and like, you're not only, and most people who seem to be good in Hollywood seem to at least care about these things.
Right.
Like, really? You're robbing like kids and shit of dreams and shit. Like, you're the ultimate fucker. Like, give me the names.
Like,
I'm about to put a hex on some people.
It wasn't that, just that, like, they only saw what they gave her, but they didn't see behind the scenes, like, those thousands of mails that never got answered and stuff like that because they were being
like,
a dick.
so that's like the horrible piece of it. Some kids write in like the saddest, most awfulest things, and that, like, you can change a kid's life like that, man. I don't know.
So she walked, because of the era, she couldn't go cray. She kept it all inside, as a lot of people do to this day, especially in the workplace. Like, you can't be that negative stereotype that they put on all the time. So you can't act. You can't even really show any type of emotion, because then it's going to be counted against you. Everybody's already working against you because of just the color of your skin.
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what, that's why we need those like bad news telegram things that I want to do as a business. Telling you, I got you. You need me to deliver bad news? Go off on someone?
Got this
I will do it.
So she goes up to Gene Roddenberry and hands in her resignation letter. And she's like, you know, I'm done. I'm going to go back to the theater. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to my first love. You can have this. And he was like, no, you can't. He was like, you can't do that. And she was like, yeah.
The hell if I can't. Tell me one reason why.
Like, what? Yeah. And he was like, well, just think about it. I'll keep it here. Just have the weekend. I'll be here Monday. Just let me know. So she had actually an event. She went to the event at the NAACP, and she was told that a big fan of hers wanted to meet her.
Who is it?
So she turns around and she's like, well, that fan's going to have to wait because Martin Luther King is coming towards me. So fuck that fan right now. I got to talk to him. And he actually he's like smiling, walking up to her and puts out his hand. He's like, I'm your biggest fan. And she was like, what?
I love that.
And he tells her, he tells her that the whole family loves Star Trek, loves her role. And it's the only show that the kids can stay up late and watch. Only show. And basically what drew them to Star Trek was her and her character. Yeah, so she's getting all the feels, and she's like, well, actually, I turned in my resignation letter. And
oh no. I'm sure, like, can you imagine his poor face though? Like, she's all like, oh wow, thanks, and then she's like, but actually I quit.
I'm
and then like my face went all sad. I bet that was sad.
And this is what he told her.
Okay, I'm ready.
He said, you cannot.
Well, that's a divine order. I don't know what to tell you. You got to follow
and
it.
Stop.
And that's it.
For the first time on television, we will be seen as we should be seen every day, as intelligent, quality, beautiful people who can dance, who can go into space, who can be lawyers, who can be teachers, who are in this day, and yet we don't see that on television until now.
Word.
He's like, I only have one problem. In season 1, episode 7,
I'm done with you.
Scotty used his phaser to recharge the dilithium crystals.
So done.
Wouldn't a concentrated force from a phaser beam overload dilithium crystals and call a core breach?
It should be like, nerd.
Yeah. I can see him at the conventions. It's like, Leonard Nimoy is never here.
I love that. That's a great story. So obviously she did not, because you cannot ignore divine order.
Right.
So,
But it left her speechless because she didn't think about, because
the
of
impact.
course,
because
and-
she didn't see it.
Exactly. And of
Yeah.
course, with what was going on in America, the civil rights movement, she didn't realize, of course, like she is the first African American woman that is not playing a slave or a mammy.
Yeah.
And she is actually in a position, like she is lieutenant.
Yeah.
She is fourth in
She
command.
holds the power,
Yeah.
bitches.
And like that is powerful in itself.
Right.
She over there at Ops.
Yeah.
Holding it down.
So she said it just really sat with her because the sentence, the world sees us for the first time as we should be seen.
Yeah.
So of course she was like, well, first she did admit that she was angry and a little like just overwhelmed because that's a lot.
It is. It's awful. You show up to do your job and everyone is awful to you and you know it, but yet you still need to do your job.
You need to do it because you are the
wears on you.
trailblazer.
Listen,
Yeah.
we all know those things. Like our toxic work environments, people can relate. And that was awful. That was above toxic.
But
that
I think
was just
a beautiful thing about that is that even though she didn't know it, she found out slowly that she was appreciated.
Yes.
Like that her work actually was appreciated by
Exactly.
somebody.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
that had to feel really good.
Especially like Dr. Martin
Right.
Luther
Yeah,
King
that had to
said
feel,
he's
like,
your
amazing.
biggest fan.
Well, that's what I'm
Like,
trying to say. Like, if you can appeal to someone like that, then think,
Yeah.
like, I mean, just, I'm sure she thought of all those things. Like, oh my gosh. And then with the fan mail that just secured all those
Yeah.
pieces.
So
Thank you for not quitting.
she walked in Monday and was like, okay, so Mabi. No, she was like, if I can still have this role, I need this role. I have to have it. Like, please give me my letter back. And he was like, okay. Gave her back a pile of pieces. He ripped the shit out of her resignation letter.
He had already made the decision. She was
So
not
I
going
wonder,
anywhere. That's
like,
really
no
supportive.
one ever said, but he knew she was going to the NAACP event. So I don't know if he like backworked and was like talked to MLK somehow. Was like, yo.
No, I
She
think
No,
thought-
I think Martin Luther King really did watch it. I think it was,
but he was like, I don't know if maybe he just knew he was going to be there
yeah, I
and was
think-
like, I'm ripping this shit up.
and I think that he probably knew that he was a fucking Trekkie.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, no, you need to go to this thing on the weekend. I'm not going to say
breathe.
anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Go
that's
to this
probably
thing.
it, too.
And he's going to freak the fuck out, and then you're going to have to come back.
Yeah. So, of course, she stayed all 3 seasons. But another like big major thing in season 2, Plato's stepchildren. There was
Awesome
an
episode.
alien race that was mind controlling humans. And
Wait. Okay. I was like, I'm not going to say it. All right, I got it. I'm just going to swallow it.
They were called Kardashians.
No, they're not. Not in this season.
No.
But
Not in this season.
so in this episode, Captain Kirk and Uhura, Lieutenant Uhura, kiss.
Oh, the drama.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So this was actually not the first interracial kiss
But it
ever
was-
on TV.
But it wasn't
it
a
very
normal
resound-
thing.
Yeah,
it was like in the top 10 or something, right? 20,
well,
30.
This is actually dubbed the first kiss on TV. And I think it's because just
Really?
the viewership and everything and how big Star Trek world
And it's
is.
in color. It's in
Yes,
Yeah.
it was in color. Yeah, that was a big deal. Okay.
Yeah, there was plenty of other interracial kisses, but
They didn't get the press.
but I think this is actually the first white male to black female because there was
yeah.
like black male to white
White-
female. There was
oh.
white to Hispanic and Asian, but this was like the one white male to black female.
And they're both attractive.
Yeah.
They're both good looking. And like William
Yeah.
Shatner's at his like peak.
Yep.
But it actually wasn't supposed to be William Shatner that kissed her.
Right.
It was supposed to be Spock.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be her and Spock, but William Shatner was like, hold on.
He wanted that
I am
press.
captain, and so I will do all
He's
the
like,
first.
excuse me, Mr. Spock. If anyone claps those cheeks, should be me.
I'm so done.
Stardate 2730. Tonight I will clap Uhura's cheeks.
No.
I will go boldly where no white man has gone before.
Oh shit, you're ridiculous.
Okay, everyone just needs to check Esther and I's faces
You're
on this tape right now, because
ridiculous.
sometimes Theon takes it just one
But
too
of
far.
course, with the kiss and the time, the producers were like, well, why don't we film one with a kiss and one without?
Okay.
And William Shatner actually would muff up the without scenes.
Oh my gosh, so he was enjoying these kisses. He was
So,
into
but
this.
he knew they couldn't use it, and they would have to use the kiss only. They couldn't use it without the kiss. They
So he
couldn't
was
put
helping.
that. He was helping and enjoying himself.
I think he also really enjoyed the
he
kiss.
was playing around. He was like, "I told you I'd get you," and stuff like that to her. You know, little.
That's
Me-too-ish,
just
but-
a little creepy.
It's a little freaky,
It's
but
a little,
you know,
like, well, okay.
during the time,
thanks.
it was probably hilarious.
Yes, it
you know?
probably was. I think it hit. I think it hit then. I
And then
don't.
she
It
was
does
probably
not
like,
hit
get
now.
the fuck off me.
I'm
No, just
intoxicated by
kidding.
your cocoa butter.
Oh, shut up.
So stupid.
So Star Trek went on for 3 seasons. It was canceled, but it did have a cartoon spinoff and
I
then
remember watching
many
that.
So many movies.
movies that she also played in.
Okay, that's where I didn't. Okay, so that's where I messed it up. I didn't realize it was only 3 seasons. I thought it was like 9 seasons, but I think it's because I thought
There's
of
a
the
lot of
movies.
episodes. Yeah.
What is it, like
And there's-
Star Trek 42 now? Like, is the movie number that's out? Seriously?
Probably.
Yeah.
But they don't call it by the numbers. Rachel, God. God, how old are you? No, I'm just kidding.
They don't?
No.
Was it ever called by numbers?
No. Well, actually, yeah. There's
the
a Star
original
Trek 5.
motion pictures, right?
Yeah.
And then like the ones that they did in the middle with the Next Generation. Now they have numbers.
Yeah.
It's like it's a continuation.
See, I told you there's
We're not
like
gonna
42
get into
though.
that,
Okay.
We're
So-
not getting into that.
During this Uhura times, Whoopi Goldberg saw her on TV.
Yeah.
And Whoopi
This was
Goldberg,
Whoopi Preview, just so everyone who knows. This is Whoopi Preview.
Oh, yeah. She was 9 years old.
Yeah.
So she said, well, when I was 9 years old, Star Trek came on. I looked at it and I went screaming throughout the house. Come here, Mom, everybody. It says Mom.
Mom.
Is she?
No.
No.
Like,
No.
that confused
These
me.
are like New Jersey or something.
Mom, everybody come quick. There's a black lady on television and she ain't no maid. I knew right then and there I could be anything I wanted to be.
That's inspiring.
And and then when Star Trek Next Gen came out, she heard that Geordie LaForge was going to be played by LeVar Burton, and she was like, I got to be on this. So she hit up Gene Roddenberry, and he created Guinan. And
And let's just like evaluate this for a second. Like this is at a time 1986, 87 when in 1986 when the show was announced, it premiered in 1987. Whoopi Goldberg is like at the top of Whoopi
she's at the
Goldberg. now.
and
peak.
she's TV, so they
Yeah.
were like
Yeah.
TV and well, no, she's
a
movies.
comedian,
Excuse me,
isn't she,
she's a
too?
comedian
Yeah.
and movies.
Movie star. And
So
she's
they're like,
huge.
she doesn't
Yeah.
want to do TV. So
syndicated television.
Yeah.
It didn't have a network.
they
Right.
didn't take her serious at first, and she was like, no, I need to be on here. Like, I watched Nichelle, and like she has inspired me to be an actress, period. And so like I need to be on the show now. And so they worked together and created Guinan
A
for
wonderful
her.
character.
Yeah.
And
Hold
she's
on, I
awesome in
don't
it.
think I knew that, so I need to look. I'm looking this up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She was but yeah, they didn't take her serious at first because they were like, you're doing movies and
Yeah.
you're a comedian.
You're a
you don't want to
huge
do
star right
TV.
now.
Yeah, you don't want to do a
With
small TV
basically
role.
nobody's.
Yeah.
Basically nobody's.
Yes,
At
no,
that
I don't remember this at all because I would have thought that this was a stupid like movie she made like based off from this outfit. So
Oh,
yes,
man.
I don't remember this
When
at
I
all.
used to watch it as a kid, whenever it said special guest Whoopi Goldberg, I was like, yes, it's a Guinan commercial.
I might have to actually
Yes.
go and watch Star Trek. Maybe
You
I'm
should.
missing something.
TNG is
Next
amazing.
Gen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know about the
Don't
original.
mess with the original.
Oh, but you can.
You can't even want
Eh.
for backstory if you like.
All right.
Nah, I'll read it.
Also, her role inspired Mae Jemison. who was the first black female to travel into space in 1992.
Cool.
But she saw her role as Lieutenant Uhura, and that inspired her space travel. And then she was like, all right, finally got into NASA. And then traveled into space.
This is such an amazing story. Thanks for finding. I didn't know any of this stuff. So
I'm not done yet.
Oh my gosh! How can she get more?
I rolled into that NASA because she actually played a very big part in NASA.
Did she?
She did in the recruitment.
Yeah,
that's. I bet she did. That makes a lot of sense.
10 years after Star Trek was canceled, she said almost to the day. 10 years after Star Trek was canceled, NASA reached out to her and wanted to put her on the board. And she was like, okay, that's fine.
That's
cool.
And
they flew her out to Washington to give a speech. And she told them about their ass.
Wait, okay, what'd she say? What'd she say, Esther?
Because she brought up that women have been applying for years and they look them over for white men. Not just women, but people of color, men and female. Not just women. So she told them out their ass on that speech, very eloquently though. Very inspiringly.
Sexism, racism, classism, all that doesn't make any sense because it's like you're ultimately hurting yourself. Because imagine all the brilliant minds we like stifled.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
like
they weren't the right color
pool.
or the right gender or from the right place.
That's what I'm telling you.
They
Like
could have cured cancer by now already.
Wait, yep.
Probably. Yeah. Most definitely. So the next day, they brought her into a meeting. They looked into themselves and they were like, she's right.
She's right.
Because they're on their
fifth. They got red.
Yeah, they got red
in public.
And they're on their 5th or 6th recruitment. And they were like, well, you know what? We need help. We need a push. We need somebody. And they were like, we need you to be the face. We need you to recruit people of color. We need you to recruit females. Like, we're ready. We're into it.
Where's my money?
And at first she was like, I don't think you're serious. Because
no, because you don't want to. Okay, so the worst piece that I see government agencies do, as someone who works for one, is they have these really grand, brilliant ideas, but they miss all the pieces about how is that impacted? Do you even have the systems to support this? Because people have different challenges, and you've done everything status quo forever. It's gonna look different.
Exactly. Are you ready? I'm
with her for that. Calm. She probably read them the riot act.
Oh. So she told them, if you're serious, then I will find you these recruitments. I will find you the top-notch people. And if you do not pick a person of color, if you do not pick a woman, if it's the same old, all white male astronaut corps that you've done for the past 5 years, and I'm just another dupe, I will be your worst nightmare.
Oh, shit. She did say that. Listen, so we have NASA. We have Nichelle to thank for NASA. I'm just going to put all the words together. National.
And the Nassau Coliseum.
Nichelle Nichols.
That's amazing. I love this story. She's kicking ass. What else did she do?
Well, during her time in the recruitment, she recruited Dr. Sally Ride, the first American female astronaut.
We all know that name.
She also recruited the first 2 black African,
2 black.
Sorry. Oh man, I just watched.
We just watched Miami Connection.
I just watched Miami Connection.
It was a black
I did not
American.
even write that. What's wrong with me?
It was a black American.
2 first African Americans. Good God, Esther, that went to space. So yeah. She also recruited Charles Bolden, who became NASA's top admin. So he always called her to do speeches and things like that. So she was
because
a
who
very
else
big part.
would you call? No offense, Buzz Aldrich and whoever the fuck else
Buzz Aldrich
walked on the moon.
The shit out of you if you say,
say something sideways about the moon.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm gonna call. She's far more inspiring. You just you woke up white and got on a rocket ship and in a spaceship. But
you had opportunities that even women, like even white women, were blocked from, but most definitely people of color, being male or female. So she definitely recruited a lot of that push. She done did.
Wait, I have a random question. Mm-hmm. Are there any jobs today that are gender specific still? What? I was trying to think, but
not gender specific, but definitely roles that have only been gendered.
Yeah, it's like
okay. So what are we thinking of now?
U.S. president for one.
Oh well, yeah. Okay,
like
ding,
top
ding.
corporations.
Okay, all right. Now I see. Okay, thank you. I was just thinking though.
Yeah.
But in 1976, just to pull back a little bit, her and the original cast of Star Trek actually christened a space shuttle named Enterprise.
Wait. Stop.
Go for it.
How did they christen it? Because I think in my head, I thought of something not suitable for work at all. What?
A bottle.
Oh.
Yeah,
a champagne
bottle. Champagne. That's how you christen the ship.
Oh.
you fuck on it?
Yes.
Is that what you thought?
No,
that's what I literally thought. I thought that they were
Rachel.
Oh, having like an orgy. I was like, my God, she said this?
In the ship era. I don't know if they actually christened spaceship with bottle, but they had like a party.
They do.
Yeah, and so any type of like especially mariner boats. Oh wait.
Do you know where that comes from? All right, so
which part? The bottle or the bottle, not my the christening? So, I was like, I don't know.
It comes from a Viking tradition where you would sacrifice a baby to the sea gods. So they would throw a baby against the ship and it would kill it. And then that's how you would sort of christen the ship and give it good luck.
Oh my God, this is off. I like my way better. No one gets hurt.
Because people were making that face that you made.
Unless you do it right.
Vikings. They didn't give a fuck.
Because people were making that face that you made about the babies. They said, let's use the next most valuable thing. And that's when champagne came in.
Okay, but I don't know where my idea came from. That's
like what people say when they move into a new house.
Let's christen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
There probably is a backstory to that, but whatever. So in 2015, she flew aboard NASA Sophia, an 8-hour flight, high-altitude mission to analyze the atmosphere of Mars and Saturn.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
There. She was also there.
So she got to be an astronaut, too, for real?
Yeah, basically. She was there to see the first land rover land on Mars. She was there for a lot of NASA
The president didn't
shit.
even get invited to that. That's how you know you the boss. She actually the boss.
And she could speak Klingonese.
She could speak all of them languages.
Yeah, Romulan, Klingonese.
Yeah. So just some more little acting things that she did after Star Trek. She was Dorinda.
I had an aunt named Dorinda.
Yeah, foul-mouthed madam in Truck Turner in 1974. That's the only blaxploitation movie that she did. A lot of animation. She was on Futurama, Simpsons, really? The Gargoyles. If y'all remember,
I remember that. Yeah,
with the legend Keith David.
I used to love the Gargoyles.
And she also did some voicing on Batman, the animated series.
Also,
I liked that one.
Awesome one.
Yeah,
that really was.
I really like.
Yeah, I could watch it again.
I haven't seen it on anything.
Me neither.
Is it on something?
It was on HBO Max for a little bit.
Oh.
No, they just had one of the movies on there.
Oh, no, the movies weren't the same. The TV series was good.
She was nominated twice for Sarah Sedano's. I should have looked that up. An award for Best Actress for Performance for the Theatre. This is the Theatre Award for her performance in Kicks and Company and The Blacks.
The Bleaks.
She was also on Heroes, but I don't remember her being on that
she
show.
was like, I remember her.
But
on
they
hold
said
on, I think she did. She
role.
was like, I want to say, wasn't she sort of like a a fortune? Did she play a fortune
She
teller on
was,
it? What did she have?
She was the little.
I only watched the first
the little
season,
mixed dude's grandma.
and I don't remember.
She was the little mixed dude's grandma. The little was he like super strong or something wild shit like that or whatever. His mom was what's her face?
The little Allie, what?
Allie something.
Allie Lockwood or some shit like that. Yeah, we're all.
I only watched one season, and I barely remember.
Hold on, I'm pulling
because
it
was
up
on
because
NBC.
I need to see it.
Yeah.
And who watched NBC?
First off,
I know you're
but
gonna
I
say
watched
that you-
all of Heroes because I loved it.
That Monday night where they used to do 30. My Name is Earl, 30 Rock, and then The Office. That was must.
That was mine too.
must see TV for me.
Listen, I'm watching The Boys. I just started that on. And I really like it. It's kind of like a Heroes but better.
More
The first
adult.
season of
Allie
Heroes
Larder was her name.
Yeah.
We weren't even close.
Oh yeah. Remember her?
The little mixed kid from.
Okay, I see.
Kids,
So
Franklin.
Micah, she
Yeah.
was Micah's grandma.
Right.
Okay.
Say the cheerleader save the world.
Man, I'll tell you what, that was a good cast.
Zachary
Where
Quinto.
are you guys at now? I know.
That was the first thing. I
Listen,
ever
he
remember
has
seeing
that
him in.
show on AMC, like Nosophoros or something like that. I can't even say it, but that's actually a really good show too.
Also, Zachary Quinto, Spock.
Spock, yeah.
The new movies.
Full circle.
I just want to know where Mohinder is. Sindhil Ramamurthy?
You said all those things.
I tried. I really do.
not gonna
I
try.
really enjoyed him. Okay, whatever. Moving on. Sorry.
She
Carol's flashback.
also was nominated for a Daytime Emmy for her role on The Young and the Restless.
Oh man, the best.
And it was for outstanding guest performance in a drama series.
Yeah.
You know, soaps are on their way out, right? Like they're like
Thank
killing
God.
them out.
Well, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ,
Well,
they've been
hold
on
on.
forever. What was the last soap? What are we trying to defend this?
I
My
don't
mom
know.
still
I
watches
think
them.
okay. So I think I
for
watched
it.
Days of Our Lives, and it was when Miranda got possessed by the devil.
What?
And I remember being like 14 or 15 watching it, and like the graphics were so shitty. I was like, just started laughing. I was like, I can't. And then I had to stop watching it because it was so fucking stupid. But like her eyes turned green, and it was literally like someone put green lasers over her eyes. It was ridiculous. I will find this clip and show it to you. And
Can't
that was
wait.
when I stopped watching soaps.
Young
But I'm
and
not
the
gonna lie, I
Restless,
missed some of the drama in it.
Bold and the Beautiful.
Yeah. That hospital one that came
General
out.
Hospital. Oh my god, I used to watch that,
That was
one
my
too.
favorite one.
I did like that one.
I like the Bold and
You
the
know
Beautiful.
what I
like
hated
the
though,
fashion
Esther?
design.
Yeah, the
Did-
Bold and the Beautiful one.
I didn't see. I would like to watch that one. Maybe I'll go
That was
back.
pretty
But
good.
here's my question to you: Did it bother you because my whatever I got that's wrong with me? Pick one today. Is like I can't deal without knowing the backstory. Like, and I always felt like I needed to like read something to find out. But then I realized like soaps have been on every day and then
Yeah.
I was like, fuck it, we're just gonna try to figure it out.
You just hop on and
But like
hop
it
off.
still
Yeah.
really bothered me because I was like, who's doing what to why?
Yeah.
Oh man.
My
But there's
mom,
struggle.
my mom still talks to me like I'm watching it. She's like, "You been watching Young and the Restless?" I'm like, "No." Well, let me
No.
tell you, because da.
She's like, bitch, don't even care. Let me
Yeah.
tell you.
She just needs to talk about it. She
Yeah.
got to get it out.
Yeah, but this was Nichelle Nichols, a whole ass legend.
Just
R.I.P.
Yes.
legend.
She did pass at the end of July.
Yeah.
But
Rest in power.
she definitely trailblazed it for not just vaginas,
No.
but for people of color. And not
People
just
in
on
general.
TV, but in
But
NASA.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes.
She inspired everybody. And you definitely just like in today's time, it's hard to like think about stuff like that, but just seeing that in the 60s, a powerful black female really
that
did
shit's
resonate with a
inspiring
lot.
still
Yeah.
today. Like,
Oh yeah, it is
just
today.
in general.
But just like
We got
we gotta do better. But yeah, you know, that was very powerful. She was a whole ass legend out here in these streets. Singer, dancer, actress. Lovely.
Oh man,
lovely.
our video's out.
So this has been Pop Culture Dive.
Pop, pop.
I
Makes your teeth go pop, pop, pop.
What?
Next week is
like pop rocks.
Respectfully No.
Oh man, what are we gonna?
What are y'all
Actually, you
doing
know
today,
what?
babe, about?
I'm bringing my mom. And then she'll just argue with everyone. It doesn't fucking matter because even if you agree with her, she argues. So, hey.
We're going to argue who has the best body count of all time.
Okay.
Okay, you and Rachel.
Him and my mom can argue that one. And you and I are going to moderate this.
You guys can go through the website and see.
Who has the best body count of all time?
Your mom might remember some.
That's why I'm afraid. I'm really fucking afraid. All right.
Oh, shit. That was not the napkin I thought
Whoops.
it was. I forgot I fucked all the napkins up. Okay, so we will talk to you next week. Bye.